Oh, you got it working? Damn, just in time. Thanks, guys. Yeah. It's been that kind of a winter. This is gonna be a fun day.
Hey, it's Steve. Welcome back to Cleared Direct. We're airborne with KMaas and Terry. You might have seen them helping me move the RANS S-21 into the hangar. Thanks again, you guys. We're airborne in the S-35 Bonanza today on a beautiful late winter's day. We just got dumped with snow, and so the mountains are out there. It's just fantastic. But really excited. We're headed out to Kip's house. He's in Independence, Oregon. He's one of the original S-21 builders. But I'd like to thank the sponsor of this episode is Lift Aviation. I'm super stoked. They offer stuff for my airline life, pilot shirts for general aviation life, knee boards and casual shirts, and then of course for backcountry. They're building me this helmet out of carbon fiber and a Bose A20. They're going to put it all together. I'm super excited.
Go to liftaviationusa.com. Use the promo code ClearDirect15 for 15% off your order.
All right, with that being said, let's go to Independence, Oregon.
Everybody, this is Kip. Kip, thanks for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. And so you have RANS airframe number what now?
12.
12. That's incredible. Okay, so let's go check it out.
Okay.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, man.
Looking at the specs on the airplane, the thing that attracted me to it had a wide speed envelope.
Yeah, me too.
From stall to almost a 4-to-1, let's say.
Wow.
Because originally he was claiming 38 miles an hour on this stall. Now he's revised it to 40. I can get it down below 40 with the VGs, with power, but not with power off. I see a good honest 150.
Okay.
You know, and that's probably not at 75% power. That's lower, a little lower power setting. But
What's your empty weight, if you don't mind me asking?
1060. Just temporarily a piece of wood on there, a little tapered piece of wood that's
Oh, no
for
kidding.
a rudder tab. I need to put something more permanent on there.
Just that amount, huh? And
yeah,
that's,
it wasn't. I mean, the ball was just slightly out.
Yeah.
You know, not much.
Yeah. Okay, so you got I have this too, the Aerosport products tail fairing.
Yeah, I like that carbon fiber fairing. It's just purely aesthetic.
It looks great, yeah.
You know, I thought it softened the junction there of the vertical with the fuselage. So, and you know, it was $300, but so what? I'm happy with it. I didn't want to paint it because it's such a pretty carbon fiber piece. I thought I'd just leave it.
I know. I considered doing the same with that, and then I got the wingtips too. But you know,
I'm interested in the wingtips. I'd like to know more about them.
They go on great.
Maybe you could send me some pictures of yours.
I'll send you pictures. I've got a whole episode on them.
Well, they're a little more squared off, aren't they?
Yeah, trailing edge span is a good, I don't know, 10 inches or so.
Yeah.
It definitely changes the look of the wingtip. And they go on just so easy.
And
so easy.
They've got to help a little bit and get a little more wing area, and maybe they help the drag or vortex off the wing.
You know what?
I don't know.
What Mike talked me into is doing the BAS Taildragger Handle. So I have the same little handle that he's got.
Well,
mid-empennage.
This is RANS's handle.
Yeah, I put in that too.
And that works okay. You just slide it in there, and there's a button in there.
Okay, so you opted for your static vent way back here, huh?
Well, that was just a guess. I basically kind of copied what the Bonanza had, and what some other airplanes had.
So we should qualify him. He's been an A&P IA for a long time.
It was about halfway between the trailing edge of the wing and the leading edge of the stabilizer.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought too, is putting it probably not quite this far back, but somewhere a little bit more maintenance friendly behind the Station 4 closeout.
I put it there was I could reach in and hook up the tubes from the inspection covers on the bottom.
Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, you're going to be locked out back here.
You won't be able to do that.
Sure.
I think you could go a little ways further, but
okay.
Anyhow, I guess that was the thinking.
Yeah. Now, tell me about this. This is not stock.
I wanted to be able to drain fuel out of the right and left because usually a plane will not, if you got it on both, it will not drain out of both tanks equally typically.
Yeah.
It'll drain out of one versus the other.
And they have a heavy wing.
Yeah, and you have a heavy wing, you got no way of balancing it out. And if it's sitting on a slope and you happen to fill the airplane up right before you're on a side slope, then it's going to drain over to the other tank and puke out the breather. And I've flown Grumman's for many years and Bonanza, and they all had a left-right fuel selector valve. Reportedly, and I believe it now that I've had it for a while, is an Andair fuel valve that's made in England. It's probably the best fuel selector valve there is.
Okay. Do you have a header tank?
Yeah, it's right.
So this is before, so clearly the wings go into this, and then this goes in one line into the header tank, I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually what happens is, the wings do go into here instead of straight into the header tank. So they go into here, and then I can feed back from whichever wing tank I'm flowing fuel from into the header tank.
Okay.
And then it comes out the front right here, under the seat, down here, comes into a fuel filter, and then into the high pressure fuel pump right
It
here.
looks just like mine, yep.
I designed it so I made all hard tubing. I bent tubes and routed them down here to this valve. And all the way up to the engine compartments. It's all hard line plumbing.
For stick monkeys like myself that haven't built a plane before, or don't know why is rubber tubing bad or inferior to partner lines?
It's okay. Let me say it's not as long life as aluminum tubing, for instance.
Okay.
You know, I mean, eventually the rubber was probably going to have to be replaced, but it might be 15, 20 years. I don't know.
Okay.
Randy, and I'll have to give him credit for this, he designed everything with weight in mind. He was really paying attention, trying to keep the weight down on this airplane. The whole skin, everything is only 20 thousandths thick, which is pretty damn thin skin.
Yeah.
You won't find a certified airplane with that thin a skin other than on the tail or maybe the ailerons or something. I bent a hoop right here, and then I made a gusset on both sides and tied that in with quite a few rivets into the top tube here.
Okay.
Which I think turned out really quite well.
Yeah, looks great.
I like it.
Rudder return cable support. So they put in another pulley. I think Mike bought it and put it in.
Yeah, I think so. I have this pulley here, which goes, they're going around up there.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're talking about.
No, there's another pulley that goes here and up there. It's another one that limits the, you know, if you jam on the brakes or whatnot, the only thing holding everything back are these really long cables going all the way to the rudder. So I imagine them being able to stretch and whatnot. So that lowers the travel. It's just a closed loop system, 2 pulleys and 2 cables. That's what's holding everything forward.
I read about that.
Yeah.
I'm not that concerned with this, but I can see where it might be a good improvement.
Yeah. Okay, I'm about to do the gear strut fairings, so that's good to see how those go in. It's about what I expected. And then the quarter turn, I think I'm going to put in just like a Bonanza style latch on my oil door.
Oh, if you got one of those Hartwell or whatever they.
Yeah, I just ordered a refurbished one.
You don't have to have a screwdriver to open it.
Yeah, a surplus one.
Yeah.
So that'll be a little upgrade.
I wouldn't mind doing that too. For 72.
Oh yeah,
It's short and small diameter.
Yeah.
And the reason I
Look how
chose
much
that
clearance
was
you have.
because that's probably the lightest weight constant speed prop there is.
Oh, it's constant speed.
Yeah.
Well,
And
for
you
me,
could
it was.
You could put a Hartzell, you could put anything on
I
there you
know.
want.
That's true. It was a cost thing for me.
I don't think the cost was all that much on the.
Well, tell me that.
Don't hurt his feelings.
I know.
I think that was a minor
That's
cost
great.
actually.
Oh man.
You know, you got some other costs on there like a magnesium sump.
Well, and I put in
save some
crazy
weight.
avionics too.
Yeah,
So I went
well,
on the avionics.
That's where they
but-
like to spend their money is on the instrument panel. No, I like this prop. It works wonderfully.
Yeah.
It's quick to respond. It's very low inertia.
It's beautiful.
The
Obviously
only
carbon.
disadvantage of this prop is throwing grease out around the hub here, around the blade hub.
Oh, has it? Okay.
And I'm not sure that's resolved yet. I think those size tires are good for most of what people want to do with this airplane. You know, you can go into a lot of the backcountry strips in Idaho with those size tires.
Okay.
You can go with bigger ones if you want. You know, the prices go up exponentially as you go larger diameter. Alaska bush wheels, when you get to 29 and so on, then the price is way up there. And of course, you're going to slow the airplane down.
Yeah, that's
You know,
a trade-off.
I mean, you're starting to hurt the upper end capability that was designed into this airplane.
Yeah,
You can't.
These sorts of things do wonders, and then all of a sudden you put on 29s.
You're never going to get this thing as slow as a Cub. It's got too short of a wing. It's only 28-foot wingspan.
Yeah, but the cord is huge.
But it's only 141 square feet of wing area.
Oh, is that what the 141 meant? I never knew what the 141 meant, because they call us a 141 wing.
Yeah, I got off the ground at the STOL competition last year in August, and it was hot. It was, I don't know, 80, 85 degrees, something like that. I got off the ground on 151 feet, which I'm pretty happy with, you know. I can't land it that short, but that's pilot skill there.
Yeah.
The VGs did help. I think I slowed it down maybe 4 miles an hour, at least with power on, versus not having any on there.
How did you come up with the location?
Well,
Did you do any trial and error?
No, I didn't. The guy that made them is in Australia, and he had some recommendation.
Sure. Just rules of thumb.
I think he said about 3 inches after the leading edge, and but he had a kit. These are 60 millimeter spacing. He had a little template that you can stick on there.
Okay.
Get the angle right. I put the back edge right about where that seam is on the front edge right about where that seam is.
Sure.
Where the spar stops.
Yeah.
That's another nice feature about this airplane is that spar.
Sure is. That's a fantastic.
And the truss structure that transfers the load from the front spar to the back there. That's some nice engineering work. I think if I remember right, he tested the wing to 9 Gs.
Yeah.
And it bent the skin or something like that. You know, but that was about it, I guess.
Yeah. As far as engine cooling goes, did you modify that outlet at all, or put a?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My very first flight was a really hot day. My CHT went right up to 450 right away. That first flight only lasted about 10 minutes.
Wow.
Because the temperature was climbing so fast. There wasn't any point in continuing to fly it.
Yeah. That's too hot.
So I kept opening up that outlet. So you can see all you had was this area right here. This edge right here was clear back, even with the back of the cowling.
Sure. Okay, now I think they tell you to open up like a semicircular area.
I didn't do that. I just kept cutting.
You just kept cutting it back. Okay.
Pieces off there.
Okay.
And I put this on here too.
You think that helps guide the airflow?
Well, it creates a little bit of a lip here. Probably creates a little negative pressure there. Maybe draw some air out.
Yeah.
But I bought a baffle kit from Van's Aircraft for an RV6. You're climbing this thing at almost the cruise speed of a Cub.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, let's talk about
Mike Randy went to from the 1/8 inch to 150 thousandths thick wind chill is what they have now. Okay. See, the whole reason for it was to try and keep the weight down.
Right. Mind if I sit in it?
Yeah, go ahead. In there, get her.
Headroom. Straight up the top of the cranium is fine. It's this bar right here. If I'm wearing a helmet, I'll probably be a little bit. It's all right. I'll be flying on center line. It's okay. This feels great. Visibility is so great.
The airplane has a big baggage compartment, which is nice.
Yeah.
And it's got a really wide CG envelope.
Good.
I don't think you can really not get this thing out of FCG.
Oh man, what a treat! Thanks, Kip. This is so helpful. You have no idea. Is this your first build?
Yeah.
First build. I mean, your A&P IA.
It's the only airplane I've built.
Okay. Thank you so much to Kip for sharing his beautiful RANS S-21 and his experience with us. Before we departed, I asked him what advice he has for first-time builders just getting started. He said, have a system to help you stay organized with all your parts and know that there will be ebbs and flows of motivation, but just keep at it. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. Ensure you're subscribed to make sure you don't miss me putting on my wings of my own RANS S-21 in Bend, Oregon tomorrow. Until then, you're cleared direct.